Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SPR contributor Jordan Sharp, and today we're going to be looking at how those odds have been acting up for the game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. How you doing today, Jordan?
I'm doing good, Dax. Thanks, man.
All right, so I think that this is the game that we're all waiting for, considering that we're going to have Manning going up against Brady, and as we all know, Brady is ahead in this particular matchup. Now, as for the odds, PinnacleSports.com opened this one favoring the Broncos by 3.5 points. Since then, that line only shed that half a point and now maintains itself at 3. And without a doubt, this is one, if not the toughest game to cap, considering how well Denver's actually playing and how the Patriots have started to find that nice, good rhythm that they have as of late. Now, I'm thinking that this line isn't going to move much, and we'll probably see it close at 3 by kickoff. But what do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to move either. However, I do think that the Patriots at +3 might not be a bad play. The Broncos secondary is definitely beatable, whereas I think the New England defense is actually probably the better of the two units. So would you disagree with that statement? Do you like Denver by any chance?
I mean, I like Denver just because, you know, the fact that they have a better offense right now, and they're clicking pretty much with all their receivers and the running game. But you got it right. I mean, the fact that their secondary is a little flimsy and the fact that right now the Patriots have a way better defense going on, I think that, yeah, the Patriots plus the 3 is a solid pick. I mean, hell, they're playing in Gillette Stadium, which is known to be, you know, Brady's turf, man.
All right, I know. I mean, if you're not overly excited about that, I also think that Bovada right now has the total at 55, which I think actually might be a little high as well. So the under, I think, might not be a bad play either on this game, just because obviously the Broncos' run defense, I think, is very good, and to combine that against the Patriots' defense overall, I mean, it would have to be, you know, probably a smaller wager, obviously, because you know, these two offenses, you never know what's going to happen at this time of the year. But you know, I'm definitely leaning more towards the Patriots on the spread. I think in this game, I think this might be just a little bit of a trap. I think the books might want people to be betting on the Broncos here. They're taking, you know, basically 4 out of every $5 being wagered on this game, it seems like. So I think the books are definitely hoping for the Patriots here too, and it seems like it's not that far fetched to believe that they could cover or win this game.
I mean, I agree. I definitely see the Patriots actually. I could even see them winning this game. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that tough, you know, considering the fact that they're actually starting to play a lot better as we've seen weeks past. The whole deal is, you know, that rivalry that they have. These two guys going head to head is definitely going to be, you know, the better quarterback is going to prevail. I want to say that Peyton's the better quarterback, but we all know the truth and the reality. You know, Brady is the way better quarterback here. I mean, he doesn't have as many accolades as Manning does, but, you know, he's been a consistent player throughout his entire career. So I think that that's the edge that right now the Patriots are getting, just because of the fact that they have Brady on their side. And I really, you know, I like this game to actually be a very tough one and a very hard-fought one. And 50 is way high. I mean, 55, you said, right?
Yeah, 55 at Bovada. It's 54 and 53 at other places, but for some reason, Bovada has it very, very high.
Yeah, that's a little too high for my blood, man. I think that we could actually see some value on that under. I mean, either way, like you said, I mean, it might happen to be that it's a toss-over, you know, and both teams are just putting up points on the board like crazy. But, you know, we could even see a little bit of a defensive thing going on here. And the way that the Broncos defense is starting to build up now, I think that that's probably where we're going to see it. And the under 55 sounds like a great bet to me.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. I will say this, just one more thing about New England. You know, this game, neither team is likely going to be able to run the ball that well. New England's run defense hasn't been playing that well, but I think it's mostly their stats are a little bit inflated, mostly because their secondary is so good that really no team has had much success throwing on them. And on the flip side, you know, we know the Denver Broncos secondary is a little weak, whereas their run defense is a little bit better. But at the same time, New England really doesn't have a run game right now. Their running game is basically Rob Gronkowski on a 10-yard, 12-yard passes on the middle, because it's almost the same success rate. So, you know, if this gets into a shootout, I think it still favors the Patriots, just because I think the Broncos secondary is very beatable, whereas I don't think the Patriots secondary is as beatable.
The only thing that kind of worries me about this game is, you know, the Broncos have DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, you know, lining up, and that's a great combination to rush the passer, and I think that that's what they're going to probably be trying to do with Brady. You know, he usually has a tendency to get rid of the ball between 2 to 3 seconds, so that might be cut down, and he might not have enough time in the pocket to actually get rid of the ball. And you got a great point right there. You know, if they're not going to be able to rely on that running game, then, you know, they're pretty much might be shut down, which could indicate that we might not see them put up many points. But, you know, I like that under bet just because of those factors there that we're considering right now.
Yeah, and if the Patriots can stop the run, I think that gives even more value, not only to the under, but to them at +3. I think stopping the run and protecting Brady, obviously, as you mentioned, against those pass rushers, if they can do that, I think the under will definitely cash here, and I think that Patriots +3 is to play.
Yep, I agree, my man. All right, Jordan, as always, it's a pleasure talking football with you, and I look forward to doing this again next week.
All right, thanks, Dax.
No problem. For SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.